Alrighty, we are up and running, did our test and ready to go.
Sounds good.
All right, hey everyone, this is Raven, the talk show Maven, and we are excited that you're here. Hi, hope you can hear us well. I'm getting ready to interview one of my hosts. Her name is Vonda. I'm just going to do a quick test to make sure we can hear okay on Facebook. If anybody's listening in, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear us okay. And we're going to get started with a very short interview. She wrote a book, and we want to talk to you guys about her book that she wrote and share a little bit about her show so you can tune in. And we're just excited to have her here and excited that you're here. So hold on one second. Just want to do this real quick test to make sure we are coming on good. 1 second. Okay, good. So I hear us pretty good from my phone. So hello, hello, hello. I'm Raven, the talk show Maven. And the lady that you see next to me is Vonda Grant. And Vonda, she has an exciting show on our Amazing Women of Power Radio Network, and it's called Trust God's Voice. So she's also written a book that she's going to share with you that I think you're going to absolutely love the concept of it. And Vonda and I are actually just coming to talk to you today about don't wait to be great. Get out there and do what's important to you now. And this is a segment of our Don't Wait to Be Great Global TV. Of course, as you know, the Talk Show Maven Live TV has several different shows. We love our Don't Wait to Be Great because it comes from our Don't Wait to Be Great Summit that we did a few years ago. And we're really, or I should say, I'm a real stickler about going out there and very passionate to tell people to stop the procrastination, stop dotting the I's, crossing the T's, waiting for that moment rather, and just get out there and get the doggone thing done. Because so many people are just waiting, putting their dreams on hold because they don't have everything perfect. We don't want you to do that. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Please stop the madness. So Vonda's here. There she is, and she looked gorgeous. And she again is a host on Amazing Women Power Radio Network. And she's an author. She's a speaker. She also is a nurse or nurse aide. I'll let her tell you about that. She does that, and she works with people. A lot of people that people say are not going to make it, and she's able to help with her assistance with them. Some of them do make it, some of them don't, but at least she's very passionate about what she does. And even though she's an author and a speaker and she has her own business, she's very passionate to keep that up too. So again, welcome. Hey, hi. All right. So Vonda, how you doing, girlfriend?
I'm blessed and doing well. Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's see, what's the exact name of your book?
The idea that changed retail history.
Yeah, the idea that changed retail history. Well, I want to talk about that book, but first, let's go from where you are now. Let's take a few steps back and share with the listeners just a tad bit of your story, kind of how you got from where you were to where you are now, and what led to the book.
Well, as a child, from age 3 till 13, I was molested. I come from a large family. I'm fourth of 13 children. My parents were very loving parents, and they just had, this idea to make something of yourself, be a good wife, be a good husband, that kind of thing. And after the molestation from 3 to 13, I was told that I would be worth nothing, that I would not end up in a good place. I would never be anything, never amount to much of anything. And my grandma, she passed away. She was killed at 105. And I was only 5 years old when she got killed. And before that, at the age of 3, she would kiss my hands and tell me that I would be a blessing to people. And I never knew what she meant, but I know today what that meant, because caring for people is a really good thing. And when you can make a person feel valuable, that's the beginning of a healing in
Yeah.
any area of life. And it awakens the balance, you know.
Awaken the
And
balance. I like that.
yes,
Hmm.
that's what we all need, you know. Once you, because balance is a gift from
Hmm.
God, and it's a given. But a lot of us don't know it because we're sort of scattered all over the place doing this, doing that. And a lot of that, you know, if a person is rich, nobody cares.
Yeah.
People only care what and how you make them feel. And when you make them feel valuable, you know, that's the start of you being bigger than, you know, what do they call it? The words at the kitchen table, you know, or, you know, making somebody else's life bigger than before. And that's what I do. I help people to catch up with life because I was told that mine was lost.
Mm.
I had a near death experience. They called it anaphylactic shock from an overdose of penicillin.
Ooh.
And that took away a lot of my mobility. I lost memory.
Oh
My heart
no.
stopped. I was only 20 years old. I had a baby that was 3. I had no memory of anybody after that.
Hmm.
And I asked God, because I was really in a bad, dark place. And I asked God that if He would give me back my functionality to function on my own and take care of this child that I couldn't remember even giving birth to her, that I would dedicate my life to being a blessing to others and
Ooh
adding
wee.
value
Yes.
to their lives.
Yes. Oh
And
my
that's
God.
been my life for
Yeah.
40 years. And that's what I do. And that near death experience after being suicidal and promising God that if He gave me back my functionality and gave me back a part of what, well, not part of, but gave me back His purpose for
Mm-hmm.
living,
Mm-hmm.
then I would dedicate my life to being a blessing. And He did more than beyond what I expected. He gave me this idea and nobody said that it could be done.
But you did it.
And I
Hmm.
did.
You did it, and I
I
gotta,
did.
applaud you again for that. And it is a very touching story. You obviously went through a lot, so I'm sure the people that are tuning in from this, whether they're listening from Twitter or Facebook Live or from our station, Amazing Women of Power, iTunes, wherever the many places that we are syndicated at, they're probably wondering, okay, that's a lot of stuff. How the hell did you get past from your pain into your power? And if you could just tell us in just a couple sentences, what was the the one thing that you felt got you on the right path to make a change and to step out of all that pain, all that hurt, all those misfortunes, and to step into your power?
I met this lady whom I can't remember her name, but she lost her marriage trying to help me.
Oh
And
no.
she said that I was valuable. I mattered. I
Mm.
meant something to life. And that meaning was God's purpose for my life if I was willing to believe and accept it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I did.
Yeah. Isn't it wonderful when we can find, if when one person believes in us, one person believes in us when we don't even believe in our doggone self. One person, says, hey, you're worthy. You are worth it. Hang in there, keep doing it. And those are angels that are placed in our life. And I want you guys to get this. And they're not placed in our life for us to speak to them forever. Not all of them. Some of them are just passing by to lift you up and push you on out there so that you can become great in whatever it is that you do. And that's what happened to you. You had an angel that came around. You said you didn't remember her name. She was a
Yeah.
passerby, and she was supposed to get you back on track. Because what you're doing for others, I mean, I know you. I've known you for a couple years now, and you're working with people that most likely are going to die. But even though the system and everybody has given up, you're still nourishing and caring for them. And some of them push through and surprisingly
Yeah.
don't have to go where is it that they go to when people say, just put them in that home and take their medicine away and just let them die. I hate to hear that, because I believe
Yeah.
we should never give up, never give up. I've known people that had family members that had cancer and they said 5 years ago they were going to die and they're still here, thank God, so I just said all
Yeah.
that to say, and so that the listeners tuning in can believe that, and trust that whatever you're going through, you're going to get through it, but don't give up on yourself. And remember, you are worth it. You are worthy of it. And it may seem like right now that you're not, but you are. And that's why we say don't wait to be great, do it now. Life is precious. You heard Vonda talk about her
Yes.
memory. You heard talk about all the things from being molested, to all the kind of stuff that's happened to her. There were times she felt like she wasn't worth it, and that one voice helped push her through. So have you ever wondered where greatness comes from, Vonda?
Oh, yeah. I wondered after that near death experience. That was a huge wonder for me because I thought before that experience, I was sitting on top of the world. I was a popular girl. I was young. I was pretty, And then when this happened, I had no memory of anybody. People would walk up to me and asked if I remembered them, and I said no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And made me realize about greatness was that it must be awakened. Greatness has to be awakened.
Mm.
You have to fall in love with something, something that wakes you up, puts you to sleep. Every time you look around, you're thinking about that thing, and that thing has to be a service to others
Mm-hmm.
because selfish thinking only makes you arrogant and people don't care about what you think.
Mm-hmm.
But people care about what you think when you make their lives matter to you, when
Make
you
your life
make
better,
them
yeah. Mm-hmm.
feel valuable to you. And greatness comes out of how you value yourself, not how other people see you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That will come. That will come. But
Mm-hmm.
how you go into a room and make everybody there feel like you're on one with them because you matter, you are valuable. Greatness begins
Ooh,
there.
you are valuable, and greatness begins. Greatness is within. A lot of times we just
Yeah,
have to go through the stuff, to get
yeah,
back on track and to unleash it. We have everything we need inside of us, and
absolutely.
I want the listeners to get that. Everything we have inside, we have inside. Don't ever trust that you don't have what you need, because I'm here to tell you, you have every single thing you need. You got to trust that, believe, have strong faith, and just jump out there, like you have, Vonda. Just jump out there. Are there going to be some bad times where you want to cry and scream and pull out your hair? Yes. Are
Yeah,
you going to go through the good, bad, and the darn right ugly? Yes, absolutely yes. But either way, you just have to stay there. Stay in that place and believe, believe, believe. Have the faith, have the courage. And like Lisa Nichols says, tell yourself no matter what, I'm going to accomplish this. No matter what, I'm going to do this. I don't care what nobody says. And I know I don't believe strongly enough in myself, but I'm going to listen to the books, listen to the tapes, pray more, do whatever it takes to push it out there. I'm Raven, a talk show maven. Hey, this is Vonda Grant, one of my amazing hosts. In fact, she's executive producer and host of Trust God's Voice. And she comes on every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10:30 Eastern, and of course that's 7:30 Pacific. You're tuned in to the Amazing Women of Power Radio Network, and I'm the founder of the network. I'm so proud to have had this network since 2011. It's a gift I feel from my God that allows me to bring positive programming 24/7 on the radio. You can check us out by going to your Apple or your Google Play App Store and download our app, Amazing Women of Power. Just download the app wherever you get your app from your phone. I think if it's if it's iPhone, you go to Apple. If it's Android, you go to Google. And you're going to put in the search box of the apps, Amazing Women of Power. Okay? And this is a segment of the Don't Wait to Be Great Global TV, part of the Talk Show Maven Live TV network. So we like to come out here every now and then and just talk about Don't Wait to Be Great. And this is the month of of September. We get ready to go into October. So every year we like to start talking about two things, about getting out there, stepping into your power, getting away from peer procrastination and all trying the perfection. Stop putting off their books, stop putting off their audio series, stop putting off your dreams. Don't wait to be great. Do it now. And then in October, we're going to also be talking about how you end one year is how you start the next. And that's still part of the Don't Wait to Be Great. We like to set you up for, success instead of failure. And we like to push you on out there. Yeah, push you on out there. That's what we do at Amazing Women of Power. We push you out there because we want to encourage, lift you up, and give you what you need so that you do not wait to be great. We're going to come back with more from Vonda Grant as we wrap it up. And we got a couple more questions for her. But first, we have a little commercial break, and we'll be back. And this commercial break is brought to you by Raven's Fedora Couture Hat Wraps, of course. All right, everyone, we are back. Welcome. This is Raven, the Talk Show Maven, and we're back with Vonda Grant, host of the Amazing Women of Power, world's leading positive programming network. So, Vonda, you were able to push past your pain into your power, and you're giving back by helping so many people. What keeps you positive right now? What keeps you going when everything says no, no, no?
What keeps me going is that I'm a winner. I never lose. Losing is only a lesson learned that life is teaching me something to better myself. And that's the attitude that I always have, and that's the attitude that I share and give away with my clients to help them believe that they could heal if they believe and have faith that they are winners, that they could beat whatever. You have the power. God has given it to you. He's given us dominion to take the authority over any and everything. And if you take that authority of healing and you don't defeat your own self with sabotage, you will win and beat the odds. And that's my attitude.
Yeah. Beating the odds and everything. Here's the thing. Everybody can beat those odds if you just stay in there, hang in there, don't give up, have that no matter what attitude like Lisa Nichols talks about and like Vonda is talking about. You talked earlier about the balance attitude, balancing us out. Tell us more about that.
Well, balance is a gift, and it's my personal perspective on the matter. It is a gift from God that is asleep. When people can't find their way, they're out of balance, they're imbalanced, they're scattered. You become focused, you become balanced, you win. So if you always believe and think, I'm a winner, I'm a winner, I am amazing, I'm gorgeous, I'm beautiful, I have a loving spirit, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, who makes me get up and do the things that I do because I choose to allow him to navigate and
Mm.
orchestrate my
Mm-hmm.
life,
Mm-hmm.
then you will move. And when you move like God does at all times, He's constant. He is constant, always moving and making things new in our lives. We have that right, we have that gift, and we must also move, and we will only move in one or two ways, and that's positive or negative. Negative, you kill in your dreams and your vices that you choose your way to die. Cigarettes, drugs, smoking,
Mm-hmm.
abusing any matter of thing, then, that's a person's choice.
Right.
And we can't take their choices away from them. But positive, putting yourself in a focused state of mind to stay balanced so that you will always win at all that you do, regardless, then you bring and add life to all those that come around you. And that's what purpose is all about.
I'm just loving you and I'm smiling because I can feel your passion. More than hear it, I can feel your passion for life, passion, that, and you really mean every word that you're saying because you come from a long journey, a
Yeah.
dim journey. I'm not going to say it dark. There were dark times, but not all your journey was dark, but it was dim. There were times that you didn't see that light of hope, but you hung in there.
Yeah.
I want to move to your book. Tell us about that. And the
Yes.
title one more time is?
The idea that changed retail history.
Okay, the idea that changed retail history. What exactly is that? What is that idea? What did you do?
Well, actually, it's an idea that I shared with the company. And the book is basically about a young girl's near death experience that God used to make a difference
Mm-hmm.
in the world. And the idea that changed retail history, it's a long title, but it's because it's true, and I didn't want to take away from my truth that is a fact. That this idea that I shared, the principal concept of this idea has generated to date
Mm-hmm.
billions of revenue dollars. It was initially uh, this idea, this gentleman invented a army Swiss blade pocket knife that had 10 ways to use it, but it didn't evolve until it came to me miraculously, supernaturally, by God's grace, 165 years later. God gave it to me. And from there, it evolved. And everything you see on the market today that gives you more than two choices, more than three choices, more than 10 choices, more than 15 choices, more than 25 choices is a derivative of what I shared that has went and evolved and went into all types of directions,
Hmm.
one after the other. That's how it's generated billions of revenue,
Can they get this book? Where can
increasing
they get this
our
book at?
economy.
Is it out? Is the book available? Is it a book available?
Yes,
Okay, where can they go get it at?
yes.
Because we're running out of time.
It's available on
Mm-hmm.
Amazon.com/author/. Angelina North. ANJOLENA NORTH. It's a pen name. It's not my birth name. It's a pen name because I didn't want to use
Right.
my name because I got too many naysayers. So, and I didn't want anybody to talk me out of it,
Well,
like I've
smart,
allowed
and
them to do
again, I applaud
before.
you for just going out there and doing it. As we wrap up, what would you like the listeners to take away from your experience, your story, the good, bad, and the ugly of it? What one thing do you want them to take away from?
I would love for them to take away knowing that they are valuable. Always. I don't care what any label a person or family or lover or husband or wife try to pin on you. Don't receive it. If it doesn't serve your greatest good, know that you are always and forever will be a valuable entity to life, adding to life and not taking away from it.
Adding to life
Because
and not taking away from it. That's good. Yeah.
because when you do that, you are making history that will one day come back, and you are included in a history making moment where it has changed the world's
Mm-hmm.
view or
Mm-hmm.
perspective
Mm-hmm.
or products and services. Like, it happens every day when you
Right.
don't give up, and you're a part of somebody's life. You're
Yeah.
helping right now to make somebody's life greater than it ever was before. That's
Yeah.
because you value life, because you value yourself and you value others.
Yeah.
Never let that go.
Wow. Well, this has been amazing. I mean, oh, I know I want you to tell them a little bit about the show. Your Where they can listen to you on Wednesdays. You want to talk about your show before we go?
Oh, it's trust God's voice. And the show is about how I trust God's voice. And I use it as a platform to share other people's stories and, their inspirations that they have of value to share with my listening audience.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I truly love you, Raven. You
Thank
are
you.
amazing, woman of power. And because of you, I get to share my story, my truth, and inspire others like I love to do.
You're doing a really good job. I mean, excellent, excellent job. So again, yeah, I'm so proud of you because I know what you're going through, and I know it's not easy. And I think that's what I want the listeners to understand, that it is not easy. Um, in fact, it can be pretty doggone tough. You can even want to give up. You know, don't
Yeah.
give up, right? We don't want to give up. And so, as we sign off, what are two things that you can throw out there for the listeners to do when those times get tough and they feel like giving up? Maybe you could just share what you do sometimes.
Listen to your heart and listen to my show
Listen
on
to your heart.
Wednesdays.
Yeah, yeah.
Wednesdays at it's Eastern is 11. I'm
Mhm.
sorry,
Mhm.
10:30
Mhm.
Eastern time. And when you can't listen in, just know that your purpose is so amazing,
Mhm.
and believe that, because sometimes we allow things we're going through, and things that's said, you know to look at it as a curveball to cause damage or injury. You can't see it like that. You got to see it as a blessing, that you have the power to switch it on. Just like you go in your house and it's dark, you switch on the light. When someone has tried to switch your light into darkness, you switch it back on to where it serves you. And if necessary, it means that you must leave
Mhm.
that person, or put yourself in a position where, you know, you eliminate them from your space,
Mhm. Mhm.
because
Mhm.
you can't you can't survive if you are dealing with a emotional bloodsucker, that is draining you, your life's energy, your meaningfulness. When you allow that, then you've allowed yourself to think you're not worthy, and you are enough.
Mhm. Mhm.
You are so amazingly abundantly blessed. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You got to believe them. You got to believe.
And believing isn't always necessarily the most easy thing that they to do. I know for me, I love listening to The Secret. Um, I know there's some things in The Secret people felt like it was missing. Like a lot of people are waiting for the genie. Don't wait for the genie. You got to be the genie and make it happen. But what I love about The
Exactly.
Secret is it keeps you from having that head trash. It keeps you to
Exactly.
believing in yourself and, hearing other people's stories. People are inspired by other people's stories. That's why we love the amazing Women of Power World's Positive Programming Network that we have, is because it's 24/7, all positive. You'll never hear anything negative. It's one story after another, some done by interviews, some done by monologues, but it's there to support you. I'm talking about you, the listeners, wherever you're listening from. It's there to support you and lift you up. Because during this time in the world, with all the stuff that's going on, whether it's terrorists, whether it's young men, because all lives matter. Black men, yeah, black lives definitely matter, but all lives matter. And there's so much going on. It breaks my heart when I hear that a young kid was killed, a baby was killed because they got a bullet that went through their door, went through the car, or all the stuff that's going on. Sometimes it's too much. Let's just say sometimes it's too much. Keeping it real. Sometimes it's too much. And sometimes you need to scream. Sometimes you need to let all that out, the negative out, so you can invite the positive in. And don't watch the news all the time. You got to learn to control the controllable. Watch it sometimes because you need to keep informed, but sometimes it can bring you down. And this is a heavy time for all of us. Very heavy. So, again, thank you, Vonda.
You're so
One
welcome.
loves and kisses
You're
to
so
you.
welcome.
And thank all of you for tuning in. We really, really appreciate you. And we want to encourage you that if you're not out there interviewing, go interview. Go interview. Interview your moms. I know some of you have moms and dads that are still alive. Unfortunately, we don't, but you do. So go out there and interview them. Interview them about what made them happy, what their dreams was, just how you were as a kid. Interview them. That's the one interview I missed, and I'm sure Vonda missed, that we didn't get our moms. The other thing I want you to do is interview your heroes and sheroes. It will help you in growing your life. It will help you in elevating your life and igniting your life. And one of the things I teach is how to interview. So if that's something that you're passionate about doing, stay tuned. Because as a matter of fact, I'm going